Please help me congratulate Mr. Avis Stewart.
Well, I've never followed a journalist and a Trester award. And so I'm going to cheat. I'm going to pull out. By the way, the only time I was called Avis Martin was when I was in trouble. First, let me tell you, it's been difficult trying to figure out what to say tonight. Given that I'm from a family of 9, I could use the time we've been allotted thanking my siblings for their inspiration, counsel, and guidance for whatever success life has brought my way. So even though I won't go into detail, I do want to thank Susie, Marcy, Jamie, Marshall, Kenny, Deline, Lisa, and Vicki for all that you've done for me. I also want to thank the many teachers, administrators, teammates, like Joe Suter, who obviously is a well-known inductee, friends, relatives, and coaches who have had a positive impact on my life. Earlier this week, a local radio announcer asked me a very, very difficult question. He said, "What coaches have the greatest impact on your life?" I hesitated a bit before responding, knowing that I would leave someone out. But alas, I told him I'd give him 3 names. I told him that Jack Colstaff was a fair man, strong disciplinarian, and cared about his players. I said Otis Archie, a charter member in the Marion High School Hall of Distinction, displayed all of these qualities and played a major role in my life during my years at Marion High School, given that he was the first African-American male teacher and coach that I was fortunate enough to encounter. Obviously, Otis was more than a teacher and coach for young African-American males growing up in Marion, Indiana at that time. He represented hope and a positive way forward. I also told him that former NBA coach and Earlham College coach, Del Harris, made me a better, more confident person from the time that I was 18 to 22 years old, and continues to impact my life in positive ways today. In fact, a few years ago, Del authored a book, On Point. It's about lifelong relationships in life teams. And he asked if I'd write the foreword for it. Of course I said yes. But now I have to tell you a story about the foreword. Because when he asked if I would write the foreword for it, what he didn't tell me was that that the company, the publisher, had said, "Okay, who do you want to write the foreword? Calipari? You want him to write it?" He said, "No." I said, "Cuban? No, not Cuban. Dirk? No." Or Terry? Jason Terry? No. He said, Avis Stewart. So he sent me the email thread. He shouldn't have done that. He sent me the email thread because when he said Avis Stewart, the publisher said, "Who?" So even though I'm going into the Marion Hall distinction, they might have known you. They certainly didn't know who I was. The real challenge, though, was I had to write the foreword in 2 days because Del forgot that he was supposed to have this foreword ready for the book, so he asked me how to do it. So I put all my Marion High School skills in place and all my Earlham College skills that I had, put together the foreword, sent it into them. They changed one word, and Del was very pleased with it. So it worked. Before I'm done thanking people, it's important that my wife, Elisa, and our 2 children, Eric and Tyler, know that I appreciate the many, many sacrifices that they have made for me over the years. When you're a coach, teacher, administrator, or someone involved in his or her community, you often ask your family to give themselves so that you can give to others. My wife and kids have always encouraged me to do this from a philanthropic and time perspective. Thank you for doing that. Without your patience and willingness to sacrifice, I wouldn't be standing here tonight. And last but certainly not least, it's important that I thank the 2 people who are no longer with us today, Elizabeth and Marshall Stewart. After all, I literally wouldn't be here tonight without them. Seriously, because of their strong will, unbelievable courage, thoughtful guidance, encouraging words, unselfish sacrifices, and never-ending belief in me and all of my siblings, we've all gone on to live very positive, productive lives. Even though they're not here, even though they're not physically present, I'm confident that they're with us spiritually. And I know this is really a family honor, not mine. So thanks, Mom and Dad, for instilling these values in all of us. I realize that awards like this are given to individuals, but in reality, they are made possible by those who have played important roles in our lives. Thank you to everyone who has been a part of my life and helped me provide meaningful service to others. Finally, I want to congratulate the other inductees, and I hope that you continue to inspire others through your great works. And thank you to the members of the Marion High School Hall of Distinction Committee for thinking that I'm worthy of this honor. Trust me, it means a lot to be recognized by the place that gave me the foundation for who I've become. Thank you.